Happening now when the trial against an area man accused of kidnapping a person last year will get underway. Plus, the latest in New York's efforts to crack down on gun violence here in the state.
Well, another day of scattered afternoon showers and storms. Plus, we'll see some moisture from Tropical Storm Elsa later in the week. We'll talk about it next as the News at Noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
An area man indicted in a kidnapping last July will stand trial in Chautauqua County Court next month. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A court clerk tells us that the case for 21-year-old Isaiah Funes is currently on trial to get underway August 30th. He is charged with 2 counts of kidnapping, 1 count each of attempted assault, and deputies from the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office report that they responded to a check of a well-being of a subject who was reported to have been injured during an altercation in Ripley last year. According to deputies, the male allegedly held the victim against their will in a home for several days. They add that he allegedly assaulted that victim. Chautauqua County District Attorney Jason Schmidt will be prosecuting this case, while Assistant Public Defender Jason Williams will handle the defense. Well, New Yorkers will be able to sue gun manufacturers for harm caused by their products, that according to new legislation from the governor. WNY News Now's Mario Cosentino with the latest on the push from New York State.
Governor Andrew Cuomo signed an executive order yesterday declaring gun violence as a disaster emergency. This comes at a time where gun violence has risen significantly in New York, with 51 people shot over the 4th of July weekend.
We went from one epidemic to another epidemic. We went from COVID to the epidemic of gun violence and the fear and the death that goes along with it.
Cuomo and State Attorney General Letitia James says the new order will help fight the Federal Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act from 2005, which protects gun manufacturers from being sued for the crimes used by their products. The executive action also creates the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which will require police to send in data in order to discover crime hotspots and move resources to those areas.
We're going to come up with a comprehensive, organized, science and data-driven approach. We're going to make sure all the agencies are working together. We're going to reach out to the local community and make them part of it.
Along with these efforts is a $138.7 million investment in programs for violence intervention and prevention that'll aim to increase job opportunities and community involvement for at-risk youth. The bill will create new programs as well as support any existing ones as well. According to State Senator George Borrello, however, it was Governor Cuomo's pro-criminal policies and efforts to defund the police that led to this uptick in gun violence. In a statement, Borrello says the governor's declaration of a gun violence disaster emergency is a gross abuse of his executive authority and an attempt to politically capitalize on a problem that he helped create. Mario Cosentino, WNY News Now.
Mario, thank you. Lawmakers will likely challenge Cuomo's executive order, but it's unclear whether the governor's order will stand in court. Jamestown police are asking for your help following an afternoon shooting yesterday. Jamestown police responded to the area of Center and Chandler Streets around 2:20 for a report of multiple shots fired there. Upon arrival, officers located an SUV that had been struck with at least 1 bullet. Police say that was fired by a shooter wearing a black hooded sweatshirt. Since then, investigators obtained video from the incident from nearby homes and businesses. The shooter is seen firing multiple rounds as he chased that vehicle down the street. Officers report the occupants of the vehicle were uninjured. Anyone who may have information on this shooting is asked to contact the Jamestown Police Department's TIPS line at 716-483-8477. Well, a car club in Chautauqua County has been banned from hosting events in the city of Dunkirk following a slew of complaints during one of their events last month. Dunkirk's Common Council says a car show hosted by the Unique Car Club on Saturday, June 26th at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds was disruptive to the community. Dunkirk Police Chief David Ortolano says his officers were called to that festival around 12.5 times, saying the organizers of the event eventually were charged with several counts of violating the city's noise ordinance. Specifically, Councilman-at-Large Paul Vandiver explains the music was so loud it impacted a nearby wedding and the Dunkirk High School graduation.
We're curtailing this to never happen again, and believe me, why I'm Councilman-at-Large, this will never happen again. So what happened is this car club went up to the fairgrounds and said that the city gave them permission to have a loudspeaker permit, which we never did. So then they tried to throw the city clerk under the bus and say that he gave the okay to permit the loudspeaker permit at the fairgrounds. So I know Eddie would never do it, Edward would never do that, he would never make the decision.
Now going forward, the council says the group is no longer permitted to hold events in Dunkirk. Furthermore, lawmakers there explain they're eyeing a fine increase for future noise ordinance violations. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comment section down below. We always love to hear from you, or simply say hello or give us a wave. It's great to see Sue, good to see Kyle, good to see Connie, Misty, and Michelle as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. Well, now let's get a first check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by live in studio with that. Happy Wednesday to you, Dakota.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Halfway through the week, even though it kind of feels more like a Tuesday, too. I think a lot of us out there. Live look over the Warren City Bank shows you a few clouds moving in. So far, we're dry across the area right now, but there's that sticky dew point at 69 degrees. And you'll see on the satellite and radar composite, notice a few of these clouds popping up. That would be over the past hour, and these clouds are actually going to be popping up with some showers and storms through the afternoon today, same thing as yesterday, and we do have a chance for at least a couple stronger storms later this afternoon, mainly from the state line southward. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. 82 was the high yesterday. We started the day at 65, 98, and 38 are the record highs and lows for this day. So through the afternoon, partly to mostly sunny on average. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms are going to blossom through the heating of the day. Still warm and humid. 79 is going to be right at the immediate Lake Erie water, to 87 well inland, with a west-southwest wind averaging 7 to 16 miles per hour. Tomorrow is going to be a soaking day with moisture from Tropical Storm Elsa. Plus, we'll talk about that, plus and more in that 7-day forecast coming up later in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, we'll stay tuned to that coming up in about 10 minutes time or so. We'll see you then. New York State has reached yet another milestone in the fight against COVID-19. According to the State Health Department, 70% of eligible New Yorkers have received at least one dose of the vaccine. Locally, more than 62,000 people in Chautauqua County have received at least one dose of it. According to the state's vaccine tracker, that's nearly 50% of the county's total population. However, some areas like Cattaraugus County, for example, still lag behind in the state. In Cattaraugus County, 32,000 people have received at least one dose of the shot, making up just 42% of the county's total population. Well, the Delta variant of COVID-19 is dangerously transmissible and spreading across much of the country now. President Joe Biden is sending out a warning on the variant and announcing new efforts to get more shots in arms. Reed Binion with the latest from Washington.
Millions of Americans are still unvaccinated and unprotected. And because of that, their communities are at risk, their friends are at risk, the people that they care about are at risk. This is an even bigger concern because of the Delta variant.
The Delta variant of COVID-19 is now the dominating strain in new cases across America.
Since early May, virtually every COVID-19 hospitalization and death in the United States has been among the unvaccinated. So if you're vaccinated, you're protected. But if you're unvaccinated, you're not.
Now, facing a new front in the battle against the coronavirus pandemic, President Biden is launching new strategies to get shots into arms and hopefully prevent more COVID-19 deaths, including expanding vaccines to primary care doctors and family care doctors who focus on younger Americans, rolling out more mobile vaccination clinics, bringing in vaccines to more workplaces, and mobilizing new teams that the president is calling COVID-19 surge response teams.
These teams are made up of experts from FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and elsewhere across our government, other groups. And they're going to help states that have particular problems prevent, detect, and respond to the spread of the Delta variant among unvaccinated people in communities with low vaccination rates.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Reed, thank you. The president's plan comes after the U.S. fell short of his July 4th goal to have 70% of adults with at least one shot. Coming up next, the new push to crack down on anti-Semitic racism nationwide. And later, the message from the U.S. Coast Guard as the summer season heats up and more people hit the area's waterways. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues on this hot and sort of sticky afternoon.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Located along the Amish Trail, the Randolph Retail Company offers a variety of clothing, jewelry, and gifts for any occasion. Offering uptown merchandise at small-town prices, our locally owned business balances quality and value. With complimentary gift wrap here at the Randolph Retail Company, we pride ourselves in personal service. Check out our Facebook page or stop in today at 127 Main Street, Randolph, just a 20-minute drive from Jamestown.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Have the best summer ever with endless adventures at Girl Scout Summer Camp. Financial aid available, open to all girls. For more information, call or go to gswny.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Quick work by first responders and others on Chautauqua Lake likely saved a boater in distress this week. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says their navigation patrol, along with the Lakewood Fire Department's emergency vessel, responded to a sinking boat around 9:30 in the morning yesterday. Deputies say it's unclear why that vessel started to sink. However, they, thanks others on the lake, were able to pull it near shore when crews arrived. The Lakewood Fire Department then began pumping water from that boat. However, they weren't able to keep up with the flow of it and the craft sank. Smith Boys Marina was later able to set up a salvage ship, pulling it from the water and towing it back to land. Upon further inspection, deputies say a lower unit bellows failed, causing rapid intake of water. Well, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has launched a new effort to combat anti-Semitism across the nation. This week, Gillibrand joined over 24 of her colleagues in writing a letter to Senators Chris Coons and Lindsey Graham. The group is requesting $1.25 million for the U.S. State Department's Office of the Special Envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism. This comes after the senator introduced that envoy back in January. Officials in Surfside, Florida say the death toll on the Champlain Towers South condominium collapse has risen to 36, with 8 more victims recovered today. The already painstaking search and rescue operations faces more challenges as Tropical Storm Elsa closes in on Florida. Karen Kafin has the latest on the efforts for us.
Battling Elsa's outer bands, rescuers in Surfside, Florida recovered 8 more bodies from the site of the Champlain Towers South condominium collapse Tuesday, bringing the death toll to 36.
I ask all of you around the world who are continuing to follow this story, to please keep these victims and these families in your hearts and prayers.
109 people remain unaccounted for as the search and rescue operation marks day 14 on Wednesday. Some families think they are out of time.
I had hope for the first week, maybe, but after the first week, I lost that hope.
Officials still not conceding.
We're in a search and rescue mode. It's an active investigation, and we're focused right now. Our primary goal right now is to bring closure to the families.
5 million pounds of debris have already been removed from the site. The already challenging work made more complex as Elsa churned closer to South Florida.
We have a meteorologist embedded in the team right with them on the mound to provide any weather updates to make sure that they are safe.
After Tuesday's lightning and winds, rain from Elsa is possible in Surfside through Wednesday morning. The storm's greatest impact is expected on the other side of the state, along Florida's North Gulf Coast. I'm Karen Kefa reporting.
Karen, thank you. 109 people do remain unaccounted for in that collapse. Well, the National Hurricane Center says Elsa is now a tropical storm. It has sustained winds of 70 miles per hour, downgrading it from a Category 1 hurricane. It made landfall around 11 o'clock today off the western coast of Florida, battering the state with winds, rains, and even threats of tornadoes. Millions of Floridians remain under a hurricane warning and a tornado watch. People across 3 states are under a tropical storm warning as well. Certainly powerful video there. And either way, Dakota, we were talking about this morning. No matter what, whether it's a tropical storm or a hurricane, still a powerful event.
Yeah, I mean, last night on Twitter, there was a little ruckus in the weather community about if this thing was a hurricane, because at around 7 o'clock last night, Elsa started developing an eye-like structure near the center. And she was a fighter. I mean, she tried getting organized, but there was a lot of wind shear that was working into the center. And so with the eye structure, the Hurricane Center upped it to a low-end Category 1 hurricane. At the 8 o'clock update, they sent the hurricane hunters aircraft down to take a look at it. And it stayed a hurricane up until the 2 a.m. advisory when they downgraded it back to a tropical storm. And there was a lot of discussion of if this was a hurricane, a tropical storm. 10 mile per hour wind difference makes no never mind. The impact is still the same. And this is the First Defense Doppler radar showing you where Hurricane Elsa, or Tropical Storm Elsa, is now it is now officially made landfall coming up near the Big Bend area of Florida. Here's the current information as of 11 o'clock, moving north at 14 miles per hour. Winds are down to 65 miles per hour, pressure 999 millibars. And we'll zoom right into the center here and we'll show you it making landfall here. Exclusive technology we have here. We can kind of show you this. So you can see this moving right into shore right here. So at around 11 o'clock this morning, as we talked about, Elsa had officially made landfall. And the landfall, understand, is when the center officially makes it onto land. All these feeder bands don't count for landfall. That's the feeder bands bringing the moisture back into the center of circulation. And here's the updated track. Really no change in the forecast track. We are watching this as it moves up the northeast coast because tomorrow Elsa's going to be merging with a low, basically with a system colliding in from the west. So that will bring us some moisture tomorrow. And you'll see it here on the chance of rain. Look at the rain chances spike up to 100% tomorrow. When you see that, that means it's going to rain. Okay, when you see 100% chance of rain, a few more scattered showers Friday. Saturday should be the driest day, a small chance for a rain shower, mainly in northwestern Pennsylvania. And then Sunday, we're beginning a chance for a couple isolated showers. But Thursday will likely be a washout. And then look at the muggy meter up into the oppressive category today. We back it down a little bit for Thursday and Friday. Then we go back down into the pleasant category as we go through the weekend. But it's July around here. We all know that's not going to last. And by the time we head into next week, more humidity's on the way. 79 right now is a new hours, southwest wind at 12. There's that icky dew point of 70. That makes it feel more like 82. So that's what it feels like when you step outside. So be prepared for that. I mean, you know, it's just the same thing we've been going through the past couple of days. NOAA Storm Prediction Center has outlined the far southern part of the region in northwestern Pennsylvania under a standard slight risk. That's the yellow area here. There's a low end marginal further up to the north. The chance for severe weather today is going to be depending on the sunshine that we had today, how much unstabilization of the atmosphere has occurred to allow these thunderstorms to potentially become severe. And if any severe weather does occur, it'll be mainly strong damaging winds. Cold front back to our west. That cold front's going to ultimately merge with Elsa as it moves up the northeast coast. That'll bring us the rain tomorrow. And here's Future Scan painting the idea of some showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon and especially into this evening. Another scattered shower and a thunderstorm tonight. A few showers overnight. Tomorrow, again, notice the influx of moisture coming in. We could see some moderate to heavy rainfall out of that. That's in combination with the cold front and as Elsa moves up. And these are forecast rain totals going through Friday morning. We could pick up at least an inch or more. And again, these are going to be tropical-like rain showers. So again, that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on as we go through the day tomorrow. And of course, on Friday, we'll add a little bit more to that. So the inland areas today, likely the same story as yesterday. More heat, more humidity, more scattered afternoon showers and storms. It's a rinse and repeat. The next 7 days of your life are on the screen. 75 tomorrow. And again, both Thursday and Friday, we'll have moisture from Elsa as it works up the northeast coast. A overall dry day on Saturday, mostly sunny, pair of 7s, less humid. Sunday, chance for an isolated shower, 78. Then both Monday and Tuesday, the humidity returns with more scattered afternoon showers and storms. We'll take a break. Be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
If you plan to hit the water this summer in a boat or a kayak, officials with the U.S. Coast Guard say preparation beforehand could save your life. Haley Potter with our news partners WNY News Now spoke with officials from the Coast Guard following a report that outlined more people have drowned in the Great Lakes this year compared to the same time last year.
More people have drowned in the Great Lakes this year compared to this time last year. Of the 32 drownings in 2021, 6 have been in Lake Erie. And Gwendolyn Olson from the U.S. Coast Guard says in recent years, we've had quite a few incidents right here in Erie. from new boaters and swimmers to very experienced boaters and swimmers.
People have fallen in the water. We have had a death during the spring.
The number one preventative step is wearing a life jacket. She says everyone must have a life jacket in the water. Kids under 12 must always be wearing them, and you should even get a life vest for your pets.
If you're wearing a life jacket, you're found right away.
She also says to have a signal at night, have a sound-producing device like a whistle, check the weather, and always have a plan.
Let somebody know what you're planning on doing, where you go, how long you plan to be out.
And if you find yourself in a dangerous situation, she says to signal for help and act quickly. She tells me something important that a lot of people don't think about is anytime your body is fully submerged in the water, it has a hard time obtaining body heat in any water under 77 degrees, meaning even on hot days like this one.
So even in the water temperature right now, you can lose body heat, which can cause hypothermia.
And besides losing body heat in the water, you also lose energy from staying afloat. So she recommends staying in place rather than trying to swim towards something in the distance if you're in danger.
What looks close can actually be a lot farther, and you can get tired, especially if you're not wearing a life jacket. You're also expending that energy to stay afloat.
If you're on a boat or kayak or any type of water vessel, stay close to it. It not only conserves energy, but it's a larger identified object to be able to find you.
Even if the vessel is sunk, staying near that area, you are more likely to be found because that is what's known as the last known position.
Haley Potter reporting. Haley, thank you. The U.S. Coast Guard also has an app where you can report where you're going out on the water and what time you plan to return. You can also provide an emergency contact for if something were to happen. Certainly important details there, and water safety, Dakota, really big. This time of year especially, as so many people are out on the water. I know just over the 4th of July weekend and even earlier in the broadcast, we talked about some boat mishaps, kayakers rescued from a local creek over the weekend, a boat that sank yesterday. So definitely in the news, and I think timely for people to be aware, because it's fun, but it seems like it can change really quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, water and, the ocean or any moving body of water, right. Ocean, lakes, or whatever it happens to be.
The lake's powerful. I mean,
yeah.
It really is.
I mean, you may not think of Lake Erie as being a powerful lake or powerful body of water compared to the Atlantic, but I mean, all it takes is, that's why, if you're really going to go out in the lake, you really have to be experienced in, driving like, motorboats or, stuff like that. If you're going out in the lake, you have to be experienced in it. And because you can get into trouble in a hurry. And obviously, if there's small craft advisories or, all that stuff, just pay attention to those.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the weather plays a really big part into judging whether it's a good day or not to go out onto the lake.
If you have a special marine warning issued, and I mean, the text of that warning says wind gust to 35 knots and a water spout possible, I'm turning around and going back into port.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but that's what I'd do.
And a lot of times it seems like it doesn't get that much media coverage. I know you'll get the alert text on your app or what have you, but a lot of times, unless you're in that niche of knowing,
of mariners,
we don't. Right. We don't talk about it too much. And the other thing too, which I think is important to note, our first responders, they really do a great job of trying to patrol the lake. A lot of times seconds matter. And I know Chautauqua Lake specifically, different than Lake Erie, but the sheriff's office maintains a boat. There are local fire departments who have boats ready and able to go. So they really do a good job there. So we appreciate them. And I think that's why we have a lot of positive outcomes, is because they're able to respond quickly, get there, and take care of things. So it's good to see Scott, good to see Alicia, David, and Diane. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. And it is a hot one out there today. And I know last night I was awoken by some pretty heavy rain that fell across our area. I know we have a chance for some showers tonight again too, Dakota.
Yes, it's basically going to be another rinse and repeat night tonight. So basically scattered showers and storms early, another chance for a shower late, partly to mostly cloudy, another mild and muggy night. 63 to 68, so those air conditioners will not get a break tonight, Justin.
Gonna have to keep them on full blast, that's for sure. Thank you. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. We'll leave you with this live look over downtown Jamestown. Dakota and I are back here tomorrow live at noon. We hope to see you all then.